Hi Aquarian Moons, thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Care at 144, very happy, grateful, and truly blessed to bring you this wonderful reading. This reading is designed for those who have their moon sign in the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Unlimited to anyone who should find this message or this message finds you. For this reading, I will be using the Melanated Classic Tarot deck by Julia Julesby and Ubria Chanshaw, and I will be doing a 6-card spread. I'm really enjoying your vibes, Aquarius Moons. It's very chill. You ain't worried about nothing. And you're glossy, just as usual. I mean, it's nice. And I just thank you. It's getting off to a great start. I'm excited for the reading. Because it's just chill. Like, there's just no worries. Uh-oh, we got a popper. Okay, so this came out. I just said no worries. Yeah, so I'll just leave that there. So some of you may have been in the upright position, the Nine of Swords, for some time, and that is your energy. I do feel with that being reversed, that is definitely speaking to, I would say, dealing with and coming out of a major transformation. I do have an idea for the title, and it has everything to do with this background as well, with the pretty golden energy that I'm getting. Let me go ahead and pop this back in here. We'll do a couple more shuffles. Blame it on the bucket. Let's do one more. I was just thinking, shout out to Michael Jackson and the Jacksons for bringing us all this wonderful music that I do feel a lot of times nowadays gets taken for granted, but we're gonna keep it alive over here. Okay, so the first card, and I do not do reversals. I went ahead and went with the flow of that card because that obviously made a statement and wanted to be seen, that Nine of Swords. Nines also too, before I get into the 6 cards, nines are dealing with completions and coming into endings, speaking to that transformation that I was speaking on. And then also 9th house energy, Sagittarian energy, which is a fiery energy, which also I feel is related to the catapult of the transformation that some of you may have been going through. So the first card we have is the 7 of Swords. Now with this card, I'm not getting any kind of deception. I feel like this is you and your meticulous way of being and the way that you are handling things. This is 7th house energy. So this is dealing with Libra. I do feel this is dealing with some things that have to relate to justice. And just how, like, I want to say, just how you're handling things. Like, I feel like you're handling things like a boss and you're being your true Aquarian selves. Like, I feel with that 9 of Swords being out there, because we have 2 Swords cards now to begin your reading, which is all about you and your energy. And so with this card related to the 9 of Swords, I feel like you are no longer in that situation where you're overthinking or in your head. You know exactly what you want and what you're doing. And I feel with this 7 of Swords card here, you're helping yourself and bringing some things into balance. You're not really revealing all of your cards all at once. And I feel it has a lot to do with your energy and the way that you're flowing and the way that you're moving, which is real slick. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. 7s too, I associate with being on the right track, receiving a divine message from the angels. And seeing this individual here in this card, I'm just getting that they're moving away from the clown show and the circus. Take that as it resonates. And you're just real meticulous and I would say taking care of yourself in the proper way. Where you might be saying things in a way, totally keeping your integrity, but just saying and doing things in a different way that isn't common amongst the majority, because you aren't the majority. I don't care how many Aquarians there are. You're not even the minority. Like, you're outside of all that. And again, that's going to have everything to do with the title. And you'll see that as you come to this reading, which I think is pretty smooth. I think it's pretty dope. And this overall energy here, I feel like you have a happiness and you're just really protective of your joy, of your peace and your abundance. And the way that you're handling it and the way that you are maintaining it is just suave. Totally suave. Even with the overall appearance. Oh, this energy is so lit. So even with the appearance of the Seven of Swords card, like, you may come off like just totally like frugal, but just be so smooth with the way that you're doing things and handling like a Five of Swords energy, because there's 5 swords here. And then with the Two of Swords energy, I'm getting hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. But the way that you're handling the Five of Swords energy, it's like you've taken this, whatever Five of Swords energy is coming at you, and you're real smooth with the way that you are taking these swords. Like, you're going and doing what you do best, so that you aren't seen necessarily. But I would say, like, this, the clothing and all that, it just speaks to the camouflage, to the cover-up. And not even a cover-up. I feel that this is necessary in order for you to be able to move forward in the way that you wish to see, and you're handling it like a boss. Kudos to you. Let's see what the and then also to Jupiter energy. And then with the Aquarius energy too, I was getting Mercury energy, mercurial energy as well, with the air, the overall air energy. Just real smooth. I won't stay on that too much because I'll be repeating myself. So let's see what the second card is, which is the Page of Pentacles. So with the Page of Pentacles coming out after the Seven of Swords, I definitely am getting that this has everything to do with a new beginning. And as I was saying here, your happiness and your joy and your peace, this speaking to your stability. This also could be an offer that's coming in of stability, of a new start, or a message of some sort from a younger person. But overall, with the Pentacles energy, which is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, I am getting that this is dealing everything with your stability. We have the green and the red and the yellow. And I would say that the part that, like, the meticulous way has everything to do with your creativity. I'm seeing the orange in the tights here of this page. And that orange is speaking to the sacral chakra, which has to deal with your, what you have to offer as a unique individual, your creativity, your thoughts, what you bring to the table. And I again feel, I don't know, it's almost like you've just been underestimated. And so, you know, this is kind of how you have to come off. But when you do present what it is that you're presenting, it's just like, people are just going to be like, oh my God, wow. Like, I'm seeing this, these blue hills off to the distance too, which are standing out pretty heavy. And so I feel it's almost like these are like mirroring images of you balancing yourself, like you coming off one way and then coming off another way, which is what I was saying with the Seven of Swords. But this is how, you know, this is how you may present yourself. And I feel as you're doing this work, this is the result of what's to come about. Only because, you know, here with the, like, this is like dry, barren desert land where there's like no water. It's total like almost like being in a desert. And then we have here on the flip side of this, green pastures. And the reason why I say I feel like they're mirroring is because these blue hills remind me of this circus. Like they're both similar images where you have, you know, the onlookers or people, you know what, I'm not even gonna say onlookers because they're in shadow energy. I feel like they may be facing the other way, totally focused on something else, maybe something that has to do with this clown show that we were speaking on, totally being distracted. You, I feel, in a much more elevated state, taking care of business and alchemizing pretty much this Five of Swords energy, turning this into gold. Because the blue hills, again, that whole structure here is resemblant to me of the clown show, the circuses and the circus tents here. And then we have these, this boulder here where we have these people here, and it's almost like they're not even there. They're pretty much not there. They're there, but they're not there. And I feel that once they are, you know, if they choose, I feel, you know, because the dark will come to the light, that as this is transforming from this to this, that this is more of the abundance, and these are going to be like, this is more of a supportive energy with the green color there, where you're going to receive even more love than you do now, and appreciation for the work that you've been doing, where you've been able to pretty much turn dirt into gold. I hope that makes sense. And then seeing this here too, like this, almost like the beginning of a field. Some of you may, with this creative endeavor, this may be related to farming. And then also too, since there was a mirroring between the blue hills and that circus show, the clown show, all that good stuff, that may have to do with the energy of gossip, speaking, and you transforming all of that too. And your whole energy is like putting this beautiful blue hue to the circus here, where it's pretty much, not to say irrelevant, but you transmuted everything, like any negative energy in this card is now being transmuted into a positive, into the Page of Pentacles. And again, this could also be an offer that's coming in, having to deal with a new job, or you being recognized and someone wanting to collaborate with you on a new start, making you an offer that has to deal with your stability and income. Let me see if I'm getting anything else. No. So let's go to the third card. Exactly. So Aquarians, you are working pretty hard, I would say. I would say you're working pretty hard behind the scenes, and I feel like you have to do this just because of some energy that may have been present in the initial stages of what you were starting. And you're just very clever with the way that you're doing it, but you're also working very hard at it. And with this Eight of Pentacles here, again, this is Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. With this 8 energy, I do feel this is everything having to do with that Magician energy, which is bringing me to, it brings me to that infinity symbol above the Magician's head, which is the number 8 sideways. And then also too, 8th house is dealing with Scorpio, which is related to secrets and also income and, you know, possibly relationships. And so there's that tie there. And then I feel too, this is like a part of your elevation that I was speaking on, but how you're manifesting and what you're manifesting and what you are determined and focused on, which I feel is speaking to that stability, that Page of Pentacles, that new beginning. A house is involved here in some kind of way, whether that be you moving to a new home, you wanting a new home, or you using a home for what it is that you're going to be doing or that you are doing. And then also too, with the Six Pentacles here, I feel that that whole energy, that negative energy that was coming from that Seven of Swords, where you're having to transmute that energy, that Five of Swords energy that is coming, that the Six of Pentacles is speaking to fairness being brought in, and possibly with this Page of Pentacles, with this new beginning having to do with your stability, because you have done the work and you continue to do the work. I feel like not only have you been doing the work, but you have also found that with this new beginning, you're going to have to be quite diligent in the work that is being asked of you. Whereas one would say to whom much is given, much is required. And I feel you have a very strong understanding of this and have no problems doing it. It's almost like you're like, hey, okay, that's all you have to say. Show me what to do, give me the tools that I need, and, I'm there. And you have no problem doing this work, no matter how hard it is or how long it takes. But just from the Six Pentacles here, that balance coming in, that what you put out there is what you get back. And so that what you do is not in vain, and it's going to produce spectacular results. One, because you're an Aquarian. Two, because there's this integral energy around you, this angelic energy that you have gained for yourself doing that work and continuing to do the work, receiving an offer of a new, and being more than willing to see it through. This may have to do with speaking. This may have to do with your spiritual path, your awakening, the transformations that I was channeling, just speaking on your overall journey, and then tying that in with your creativity in some kind of way. But I'm getting just a very overall delighted mood of wanting to do the hard work and just be the goodwill person who is doing great things, not just for themselves, but for the entire community, for the entire world. Just take it as it resonates. I do feel here, if we put this down next to the page, now I'm getting a situation where there is this new beginning, and that kind of speaking to you just, asking for those tools and wanting to get in there and start doing the work on the Seventh Pentacle, or excuse me, the Eighth Pentacle, because the Seventh Pentacle has been offered. So it's like you have more than one offer on the table as well. And so while you've been working on one opportunity and have received one offer already, I feel like you're already getting into the process of working on another with this Eighth Pentacle here, and just continuing to work your way up into the Ten of Pentacles there. So moving towards the Nine of Pentacles, where you're independent, totally independent and sovereign and free to do what it is that you love to do because of the hard work that you have put in the past. And not to say that you're not in a sovereign state already, but I feel that there's a massive level up to where there's even more freedom. And I feel that this happens with each and every ascension, where you find with each level up that nothing is the same. Just when you think you couldn't go up one level, you continue to rise higher. And so I feel that's what that Eighth Pentacle is speaking to as well, receiving this offer already and having something under your belt. With this Six of Pentacles having to do more with the fairness and balance being brought into you because of what you have been doing before in the past. and with great manifestation to come, having to deal with matters of the home. And then I would say too, before I move on, that this almost looks like a tree, where that again would tie into the ancestral ties and what you've been given as gifts with your talents and creativity from the ancestors, and how you're utilizing that, and just having that glow around you, no matter where you are, what you do, what you look like, what you wear. It's with you everywhere you go. And this also may, I'm getting astrology too. This may have something to do with astrology and studying the stars. I feel it's a pretty unique profession or endeavor that you are taking on, that again is related to your ancestors, and is going to bring in quite a bit of abundance. I would say definitely too, going from a Page of Pentacles into this Eight of Pentacles energy here. And this also too, with that fairness and balance, that just speaking to all the work that you have done before in the past and how hard you have been working. All right, so let's see what the fourth card is. Oops. So with this Devil energy, like, again, I feel like, you know, because it could easily be said that with this falling under the Seven of Swords, that there's some kind of deception or deceit here. And that could be so, you know, take it as it resonates. I'm just not feeling that energy. The first thing I was getting with this Devil card is that it has everything to do, and matter of fact, I don't even feel the need to put this under here because I'm not feeling that. I'm going to scoot these over. I feel like this has everything to do with the passion and the amount of passion that is within you where you're doing this hard work. Also, the Devil is Capricorn energy. And seeing this as well, I could say, you know, with the two people here, this may be, when I mentioned this Page of Pentacles, you know, kind of already being established. So, you know, this is laying here, right here, in almost like a Seven of Pentacles energy where, you know, you've got some beautiful things that have grown, and it's like almost like reaping time, but instead of doing that fully, you've begun to start on something anew. That something anew may have to do with a relationship where there is a very strong connection. This may be like a highly passionate, inexplicable relationship that I feel you have never really known before. Or I would say, you know, most people for that matter. But I am getting, like, I'm not getting anything negative. Overall, this is like a super good vibe to where, you know, I feel there is balance that's been taking place. And so it allows for, you know, this kind of almost like a passionate, fun energy between two people where it's on the borderline of being obsessive, but not necessarily so, because there's a good amount of work that's been done here. Some good intelligence where one knows better, and I feel, you know, when we know better, we do better. But this could be also too, I'm overall just getting like this being a strong passion, being very passionate and strong about what one is doing. And I feel it's related to this Eight of Pentacles and this Eighth Pentacle being worked on. Now, this could be some work that's being done as far as trying to maintain a balance between with a connection where there's not so much obsession and a fiery, passionate feeling that could you know, maybe one is feeling like if they do indulge a little bit too much in this, then they're going to lose balance and lose focus on their new endeavors and new beginnings and what they have going for them as far as their career. But seeing the lotus covering the essence of the female here, I would say the best thing to do would be to follow your intuition and let that be your guide. Reach out to spirit and who it is that you connect with for guidance. And just ask, you know, for signs that you are on the right path. With that 7 there to begin, I would say that that is a good sign. And then going to progression, where we have this card here, on the other side of the Page of Pentacles here, that you're on the right path. This also could be too that as you're working, there's an energy, and like I said, you know, it could be a relationship where you feel like this is so strong that it may be somewhat of a block. Not necessarily keeping you from anything, because what's destined for us is always going to take place, but you just may feel that there's a very strong energy here between you and someone else that you've been working on, so that you're able to move forward positively and not feel like you're being held back or bound by anything. And I would also say too that with the hard work of this 8 of Pentacles here, that with every positive, as we do level up, and this is, you know, maybe this, I'm getting, you know, that 7 of Swords energy, that may be the way that you have to work in order to kind of keep this in balance, to work with this Devil energy here that you may feel bound to. But I do feel you're doing it successfully. We do have 2 Pentacle cards here, speaking to stability. And so, yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and we'll move this down, because I do feel not getting anything negative here at all. Just that there's some things present that are helping us to work in the best way possible for us to achieve the greater results that are meant for us. And so, you know, with this being put under the 7 of Swords and falling under the 7 of Swords, just as I do with all my readings where I do the 4th card, underneath the 1st card, that meticulous way of being could also have to do with the attraction that you bring, or the magnetic pull that you may have when it comes to other people. And you just may be doing something in a, you know, in an awesome way to where it's being seen and it's felt. Not only is it seen, but it's like felt, and it's like a super magnetic power that you have that's almost to the point of like other people may be feeling obsessed with you, or when it comes to you. And I think that's all I'm getting from that. And this is a card of 15. You can see that here. You can barely see it. And that breaks down to a 6. 6 is having to deal with relationships and I'd say unconditional love. Yeah, I would just say a very, very intense magnetism, a very strong, passionate connection that's almost to the point of obsession, whether this be between you and another person, or this is how you are affecting others as you are doing your work. And Yeah, let's go ahead into the 5th card, which is the King of Swords. And so with the King of Swords here, this is totally your energy. I do feel that it's just confirming what I was saying about this. I took that sound as confirmation totally, with this sword here. Like, one of these swords has had to be, and look how these swords are like super long. And so I would say, speaking on that 7 of Swords, that 5 of Swords energy that's been thrown at you, you've taken that and transmuted it. I feel that this energy here may have something to do with transmuting that energy that's coming at you. And not necessarily, you know, in a bad way, just where it's like dealing with like overindulgence of some sort. And you having to cut that off. And not even cut it off, but just take your sword and pull out your sword and be representative of who it is that you truly are and the power that you really do have. I feel too, this could also be this energy here related to this Page of Pentacles and this offer here, where this new offer is coming about with possibly another air energy that you're connected to. Just take it as it resonates. But overall, I'm getting, with this being in the middle, the energy that you have had to utilize. This King of Swords energy, taking control and transmuting any energies that you may feel are attempting to come at you and interfere with your success and your stability. That's keeping in or attempting to interfere with your peace, with your zen, with your meditations, with the way that you roll, the way that you do things. And so I don't feel that, excuse me. Sorry, I had to laugh on this because this sword is just so big, and the whole aura of this card is just like, don't mess with me. Like, I'm just not one to be messed with. You're at the top of, you know, a cliff here, a mound. Pretty ballsy to, you know, be right on the edge with this big, huge throne and this big, huge sword. But you're confident, you know, you're not going to fall over. Nothing's going to happen. You have total control. This aura here is here again around this King of Swords, just as it is with the 8 of Pentacles energy here. And so I feel that that's related to the work that you have been doing, as this energy has, I feel, been constantly present and you've been constantly transmuting. I feel this King of Swords energy too has everything to do with clarity, being that clarity and being the truth. And this being a part of the meticulous way that you have been working. And that being one of the main things that you have been using in order to have your stability. And with this, like, with this energy here kind of facing this way, I feel that they're looking at this 2 of Swords energy almost in disbelief, almost that it's just of your own power. Like, I feel like you're realizing your own power here and seeing the stability that you're bringing in, doing the work to bring in even more. And then possibly, you know, some kind of connection or what you're bringing in magnetically it's so powerful that it can almost seem like a block. But you really owning your power and seeing who it is that you truly are and not being afraid to show that is what I'm getting here with the King of Swords. Not being afraid to speak your truth. Not being afraid to go within. Knowing when it's time to go within and do the necessary work. Wearing the cape of accomplishment here, where you have been gifted and awarded and rewarded by the ancestors, as you have your crown on here as well. And you're holding this sword, this huge ass sword, like super steady with one hand, with a very strong hand. I feel like you may have something, and that has to, I feel like this is tied to that Seven of Swords energy, but like there may be something else in your fist, in your palm, that you're holding tight, holding on to pretty tightly. Whether that be having to deal with, you know, some other gifts that you have that may deal with, like palmistry. I almost feel too like this King of Swords is like sleep, but he's not. Very, I would say like tricky, but not tricky. And I feel it goes back to that Seven of Swords energy there. But unless you look real close, like he would just look like he's like sleeping or meditating. And then too, with that sword being closer to that devil energy there, I would just say, in addition to what was said already and related to this, just that you're ready, like you stay on guard and you're not afraid to show, you know, what you're capable of doing when it comes to protecting yourself, speaking your truth, and having those boundaries to be able to have your stability in all ways. Emotionally, materially, physically, spiritually. And I'm seeing the butterflies here on the throne that just kind of attest to the amount of transformation and all that you've been through, and how you've come into this new way of doing things, this process of doing things. And as you're doing it, it's drawing so much to you. You're very powerful and magnetic. And I would say that gold energy has everything to do with that too, because we have 2 gold cards here at the beginning of the reading. And then gold here for the ground here, where I feel like this pinnacle energy is kind of, it's like what you have done, the work you have done as you begin to do more work and come into your true self with this King of Swords energy, you are gaining a Midas touch where you're like crystallized and powerful, very powerful. And then also I'm seeing the 2 moons here. I feel that is related to recently just going through a pretty intense transformation between the moon cycles. Again, where you're coming into your own and really realizing your power, almost like I said, in disbelief of the capabilities and the power that you do have. So that's awesome. Let's see what the 6th card is. This is pretty lit. All right. Okay, so I am feeling that this is a totally separate energy. I was just thinking that before I flip this over, is that I'm getting that this is all you. But do take it as it resonates. If you feel like, you know, you're resonating with one or, you know, not all of these energies together, but I'm feeling like this is all like the first 5 cards. And 5s are speaking to change and transformation. I do feel this has everything to do with your journey and then what you're coming into, which is this Queen of Cups here. And so this may be, if this is individually you, even though I'm feeling this is a separate energy here, almost like something that's being rewarded because, and I mentioned this earlier, what was being rewarded to you and gifted to you from the ancestors. And I feel like both of these energies have been kind of doing the same thing, where they have brought each other, brought themselves closer to one another, doing the hard work. But taking this as one total energy here, I would say that, you know, this is spiritually speaking to a balance that's within one's soul, where because the balance has come in, where King of Swords energy and Queen of Cups are like totally opposite of one another, with the King of Swords kind of being almost like a very, very stoic, very intelligent, very intuitive, very responsible. I mean, both of these energies are similar. It's just that the Cups energy is not present. It's not present here. And I do notice the blue hills and the transformational energy I was speaking on when I was speaking on that Page of Pentacles. There's blue hills here. Both of these energies, and now that I'm seeing this too, it's just that I'm trying to say this without being confusing. So there's masculine and feminine energy, and I feel that because of the work and because of the obstacles, because of what you've fought for, the passionate connection could be within these two individuals here because of the balancing that one has done within themselves, because of the work that one has done for themselves. And so as within, so is without, as above, so is below. And so as you have balanced your masculine and feminine energies, knowing that within there's a passionate connection, I feel that you have come across doing the work that you have been doing spiritually. And because you have cut off certain things and that, you know, you have boundaries and aren't putting up with certain things, cutting off those things and making space has allowed for you to come more into balance with your feminine side. Male or female, feminine energy, masculine energy, this is all energy. So just take that as it resonates too. This is not gender specific. But this, it's almost like this is like opposites attract, where these two are balancing each other out, where the King of Swords energy is bringing to this Queen of Cups energy what the Queen of Cups does not have or has, but doesn't have as much as from the King of Swords, and vice versa. So the Queen of Cups here is a very intuitive energy, very beautiful. I would say one of the most beautiful queens of all four queens, and very mothering and nurturing, loving energy that is here. And so seeing the Queen of Cups with this urn here and then the two moons, I feel that speaking to the mirroring energy here, definitely. We have two moons here, but these are totally different energies with the sword energy and the cups energy. Cups is Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And I would say more Scorpio energy, since we were speaking on 8th house energy here, having to do with relationships, that Scorpionic energy of there being some secrecy. So this could be, you know, a passionate, telepathic, unknown connection between two people. Working in a secretive way, working in a very smooth and suave way to protect one's stability, doing that work, continuing to do even more work. And as you're doing that work, you know, you may, I feel like this is, it's not, I'm not getting like negativity with that at all. Where it may have been seen initially as that. I would say upon awakening and going through transformations and still finding, you know, that this energy is still present with the chains there. And so this King of Swords, I feel, has everything more related to speaking the truth, being the truth, where the Queen of Cups does too. But I feel this is more of like connecting with the that unconditional love that I was getting from this Devil card here, and being in that pure state, being able to take that love and be compassionate and be forgiving, and possibly towards this King of Swords here, who may have even had, you know, a certain 3D type devil energy within them and had to cut that off. And because they did that, the Queen of Cups is now becoming present in their life. Take it as it resonates. But this Queen, very graceful, again, compassionate, loving. I'm getting Cancerian energy too with the 4th house energy. And just being a great, you know, whether or not they're a mother, there's a wonderful mothering energy where I feel they're laying a lot of the past to rest. And what I was going to say too is that I had mentioned this King of Swords being on this cliff and the blue hills here, and this being related to the Page of Pentacles with a new beginning and a new start. Well, this cliff, I feel like this is that cliff right there. And that swords energy, that meticulous, wonderful, suave energy carried is, it's here, but it's not here. I feel it's like in this aura here. And now I know why I was channeling the title that I was channeling, which has to do with the ether. But being in this space, but not being seen. And I feel like that is necessary in order to succeed with not just career, but also with stability in the home and a relationship that is to come together. With this Queen of Cups is facing towards this King of Swords as well. And again, that 2 moon energy, which is almost eerie with the way these cards came out, the way that they did, and how these are almost, you know, pretty much similar to one another, speaking to transformation. This Queen of Cups, I feel, you know, as one person is getting through that transformation, like it's like a burn, and with those ashes, those are being a part of this urn here where these ashes are being put to rest in the water. And a very, very loving energy. But because, again, one is doing that, they're seeing on the outside this physical present energy that is coming towards them. Now, however this is to be handled, if these are 2 separate people, it's totally up to these energies. But I do feel that because they are side by side, and the Queen of Cups is under the 8 of Pentacles, with the Page of Pentacles speaking to a new beginning, that kind of just gives me the inference that there is something abound and anew for these 2 individuals. And if not just, and this is just one individual, that there is something totally new coming in that has to do with unconditional love and having that love and embracing the love that's within oneself, because one has been so much so in a King of Swords energy and needing to have this love present in order for this Page of Pentacles, doing that work for this Page of Pentacles energy to really have any kind of movement forward. And then let's just peek. I'm so curious. Oh, dang. And I was going to say this when I seen the Devil card, because this is the opposite. Oh my gosh. Like, let's clap. I love love. And so to see this, like, not just by itself, because this can represent, like, something not so serious, you know, but I feel with the 2 energies here, with the male and female energy, and then the match to the Devil, and what I was speaking on, this just confirms what I was saying about the Devil energy. And this, I wasn't feeling this being negative at all. I feel this is totally positive, and the Lovers card being here present, mirroring this energy here, is totally speaking to and confirming that energy that I was getting from the Devil card, and just the overall passionate feeling and connection that is here, where it feels almost damn near obsessive. And so with the Lovers card present on the bottom, I feel that with these two energies that are coming together, this is definitely a very intense and passionate connection. But with these two coming together, I feel through transformation and through this energy here, you know, kind of putting some things to rest, possibly having to deal with old ways of thinking, old ways of doing, that those chains and those bonds, like that bond has been released, but it's still there, to where these two are sovereign and totally free as individuals, but are still together and are coming together because of the work that they have done. Almost like this could have been, you know, some very overly passionate stuff that was going on between two. And so work had to be done so that they could actually move forward and not be so focused on one another. Like they each had some individual work to do. And I think that was the Hermit card that wanted to pop. Yeah. No, Three of Pentacles. So this could also be saying, with part of that old conditioning and ways of thinking, like I would say leaving third-party stuff behind. That's what I was channeling there. And maybe, you know, that may have been an issue where it tried to peek through or come through in the past. And that was, again, part of the work that was being done. And as that work was being done, the realization of what was still there throughout transformations and still coming together, because it's destined. And that Lover's card there confirming that. Where we have this card of 6. We have 2 6s, which I am just totally feeling in the essence of the unconditional love. And speaking to the Lotus for the female, you know, having blossom and coming into anew, that energy there. And with it being purple, I would say, you know, laying things to rest, working through those chakras and being able to tap into their crown chakra and utilize that in the best way possible for themselves. And then with this fiery energy for the masculine, having to deal with temptation that may have been dealing with that third party energy, working through that, cutting that off, going through transformation. And again, these two energies being brought together. And the angels have their hands all over this. The energy is all over this, where they are safe and protected. This is so pretty, and I'm so glad that I followed my intuition. That could be, you know, another message for you all too, is to continue to follow your gut and listen to yourselves and your intuition, because that's always going to tell you the truth over anything that's outside of you, where, you know, certain people or things or places aren't familiar with you and what is going on with you internally, and the messages through that crown chakra that you are receiving from your ancestors, from the divine, in order for you to have forward movement in this beautiful connection. And the sun, I'm seeing, you know, I don't want this to be too long, but that sun energy, I feel that speaks to the new beginning here, and that strong Leo energy there as well. The Sun card is the happiest card in the deck. Speaking of a rebirth that's related to transformation, I feel this urn being laid to rest. That Queen of Cups going through transformation as well. So I'm going to leave it there. And as you can see here too, the fire here isn't as fiery here. There's fire here with this tree, but it's not, it's balanced out. It's totally balanced out. Like there's been levels and there's been work that's present here. And then this yellow ribbon here with the beautiful fruit tree. I feel that's connected to the Sun card, and then also to the abundant energy that has come about because that Queen of Cups, that feminine energy, has done their work as well. And they're closing in to hold hands. The angels are bringing these two together. All right, so that was your reading, Aquarius moons. That was wonderful. This is so nice, and I hope that these messages were helpful. I'm almost speechless because I'm in awe of how strong and powerful this reading was. I thank you so much for allowing me to be in your space. And I do wish you, and you know, if you are connected to someone and this is, you know, to happen for you, I wish you all the best and much success. You know, individually, if this is you and this is just you coming into some real true self-love within yourself, congratulations on that too, because that is not easy to do. And I just wish you all the best overall on this new beginning that's here to take place, having to deal with stability and I would say life of anew. So thank you again. I wish you all the best. Do take great care. I love you. Peace.